Alright, hey guys, for all you vintage electronics people here out there on the channel, pick this up. This is pretty interesting. It's pretty cool. It's unique. It's rare. And everybody's probably looking at this thinking, well, what's so rare about it? A clock radio, alarm clock radio. Well, what's different with this one is this is a Panasonic, what they call a talking radio, talking clock radio. You press this button and it would tell you the time. The radio would kick off. A voice would come through the speaker, and it would tell you the time, and then the radio would turn back on, and this all lights up. Now, this one does not work. In fact, the only thing that works on this is the radio. I've already got it apart. The talking mechanism doesn't work. It cuts the radio off, and the mechanism moves. It didn't before, but I'll show you what I did to get that to work, but I think there's something wrong. There's a disc in there. And then the radio works, but the clock does not. The clock does not run, so that's going to need some repair as well. So it's in pretty bad shape, but I mean, it's heavy. These things are heavy. I'm not kidding you. It's very, very heavy. So I've already got those screws loose, got the back popped off there. You just remove, there's 4 screws in the back, and then you pull the little knob off to set your time. And then the back just pops, kind of flips up. Now that light bulb there is burned out. That's supposed to light up, but the bulb is burned out. So this is actually your switch that touches and makes it it activates the talking mechanism. This is the mechanism that makes it talk to tell you the time. Runs off the clock. The first problem that was wrong with it, it wouldn't work at all. It didn't move at all. In fact, it was stuck in between. The radio didn't even want to work when I got it because this was not engaged all the way because this belt was broke. And it just pretty much one I had for a tape recorder, and it worked just fine. Exactly, almost like an exact match. I have some flat belts for Panasonic cassette recorders, and I had a smaller one in there, and it fit it perfectly. So this runs. Now, this is what makes it talk when you press that button. The radio pauses, and this mechanism will slide across this disc, and it tells you the time. And this disc moves along with the time. Now, there's 2 discs actually there. I don't know if you guys can see that. Let me see if I can try to show you here. There's a smaller disc here, which tells you the hour, and this larger one is the minutes. So there's like 2 there together. You can kind of see those. But I think the problem is with it, why it's not wanting to talk. I've cleaned this tape head. It's like a cassette tape recorder there. Similar to that. But you can see the mechanism there. You can see the tape head's a little different than a cassette player, but it's the same base. It's a pickup head. It's like for the impedance. So I think the disc is what's wrong. This disc is probably worn out. It is like a cassette tape or any kind of tape. They get old, they get demagnetized, and they just don't want to work right. But main thing I'm going to have to do is get the clock working. It's going to be a problem because that's a real pain to get this all apart. This whole thing's got to be completely taken apart. There's the radio chassis underneath there. So thank goodness the radio works and I don't need to replace any capacitors. If you can kind of see in there a little bit. It's up under there really well. So typical Panasonic chassis. Now this is a volume control for the voice for the clock. And I got it all the way up. So let me do a quick little demonstration here real fast. Kind of give you guys an idea of where we're at. I got so many projects going, so this may have to wait for another day to get completed because I have so many other things to do. I'm still trying to get this Magnavox chassis done, and I just got so much going on. And I got kids, and between the kids and stuff, so let's turn this on. There, it's lit up. Radio's working. So there's our tuning. Yeah, radio's fine. So now we're going to push the talk button. Okay, you guys heard that tried to talk, right? But you see the radio came back on. Let me show you inside what's going on. So I'm going to touch the button again. So that's what happens. That mechanism will scoot across that disc, and that's what allows it to talk. Let's try one more time, and I'll show you how it all works. Yeah, now see, now it's not wanting to do it. It's getting stuck. Oh, there it goes. Yeah. Then you saw the switch close, and that turns the radio back on. So it's still getting stuck a little bit too, so let's shut this down. We don't want any copyright stuff. Anyway, so there you go. You got a basic idea. So I'm going to have to really go through it. So obviously this still needs a little bit of oil probably. I didn't oil that. I just changed that belt. So it's still a little stiff too. But either way, so it's a pretty good sized project. I'm going to have to pull this apart because the clock isn't running at all. The motor's probably just all seized up, because I also noticed when you try to adjust the time, which is what this control is here, this thing is real stiff to turn. You got to press in, and I mean, it's just like I have to almost really just push to get that to move. So it's all bound up. So it's old. So that's my project. I'll have to take the whole thing apart, and we'll do another video with it working correctly and when I get a chance to get back to it. So, all right, this little quick thing here, this is where you can have it where you press it every hour, or press it when you want to, or it'll also tell you the time every hour. So it's a pretty cool little feature, so it'd be kind of worth getting it working really well. So, all right, there you go, guys. 70s Panasonic clock, talking clock, AM/FM radio. Thanks for watching.